What if I told you that thousands of Americans are quietly packing up, leaving high-cost cities behind, not for a tropical beach or a mansion, but for smaller, smarter towns where their retirement dollars go further? These aren't flashy lifestyle destinations. These are places where affordability, healthcare, safety, and quality of life all align, and they're increasingly popular among strategic retirees looking to make their money last. Today we're exploring 16 US towns that are on the radar for smart Americans retiring in 2026. Let's start with Laramie, Wyoming, a high-altitude college town with big skies and even bigger appeal. Laramie combines mountain living with small-town charm. Its cost of living is lower than many coastal cities, and Wyoming's favorable tax structure makes it especially attractive for retirees. You get clean air, access to outdoor recreation, and the comfort of a close-knit community. Next up is Cedar City, Utah, a cultural gem known for the Utah Shakespeare Festival, accessible trails, and year-round beauty. Housing remains relatively affordable compared to more touristy parts of Utah, and health services are solid. For retirees who want a slower pace, access to nature, and a low cost of living, Cedar City hits a sweet spot. Over in the Midwest, Stillwater, Oklahoma offers a surprising mix of college town energy and peaceful retirement vibes. Its downtown is walkable, its neighborhoods are safe, and it's far from the noise of big metros. While Oklahoma isn't known for glitzy retirement life, Stillwater's affordability, low taxes, and warm community feel make it a smart pick. Then there's Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, arguably one of the most scenic retirement towns on this list. Lakeside views, mountain access, and a booming retiree community make it a favorite. Real estate hasn't exploded like in some West Coast towns, and healthcare access is improving. For retirees who value scenery and a slower pace without giving up amenities, Coeur d'Alene is a strategic move. In Bentonville, Arkansas, retirees are getting something rare: growth without the insane price tags. Bentonville is no longer just the home of Walmart. It's become a regional hub with good healthcare, arts, and a surprisingly high quality of life. The cost of living remains friendly, and its central US location means you're never too far from anywhere. Heading to the south, Greenville, South Carolina blends southern charm, modern infrastructure, and a thriving downtown. It's walkable, friendly, and offers plenty of amenities, but doesn't carry the same premium that some other retirement-friendly southern cities do. With mild winters and a strong sense of community, Greenville is becoming a go-to for retirees who want both tradition and convenience. La Crosse, Wisconsin is next on the list. If you're okay with four seasons, this river town offers a mix of small-town living and quality healthcare. The cost of living is moderate, and La Crosse's arts, nature, and academic presence, thanks to its university, make it a well-rounded retirement base. Then we've got Hot Springs, Arkansas, a classic retirement pick for a reason. Thermal springs, affordable housing, and a laid-back lifestyle give Hot Springs a timeless appeal. Healthcare options are decent, and the town manages to feel like a hidden spa retreat without the luxury price tag. Moving north to Traverse City, Michigan, you'll find the kind of place where retirees can sip wine, paddle on lakes, and enjoy four-season living. Real estate near Traverse City can be pricey in parts, but there are affordable pockets if you're strategic. The sense of community, combined with outdoor beauty, makes it a strong contender for people who want to age where they vacation. Back in Utah, St. George offers desert landscapes, warm winters, and a growing retiree population. Taxes are friendly, and outdoor recreation is endless. It feels like a resort town, but the cost can be far more manageable than major resort destinations. Retirees here often trade colder winters for sunshine and economic value. Over in Texas, Georgetown stands out. Not too far from Austin, but far enough to avoid the city's intensity, Georgetown offers walkable neighborhoods, charming downtown, and reasonable housing. Texas has no state income tax, which further sweetens the deal for retirees. For many, this feels like the best of both worlds: small-town charm with access to a large city's amenities. Down in Florida, Gainesville isn't your stereotypical retiree town, but that's exactly its strength. Home to the University of Florida, Gainesville has excellent healthcare, cultural life, and a surprisingly young vibe, but housing and taxes can be cheaper compared to Florida's coastal retirement destinations. It's a place where retirees can stay active, engaged, and supported. Out west in Prescott, Arizona, you'll find high desert beauty, mild seasons, and a tight-knit retiree community. The town leans into its historic charm, with walkable downtown areas and strong social infrastructure. It's also more affordable than some of Arizona's big-name retirement spots, making it a compelling choice for those willing to trade Phoenix's heat for Prescott's peace. In Greenville, Maine, retirees are drawn by coastal New England charm without the astronomical New Hampshire or Massachusetts costs. This town offers art, nature, and a calm coastal lifestyle. While Maine winters are real, the payoff is a more affordable piece of that iconic East Coast charm, paired with close-knit community and quality of life. Johnson City, Tennessee, offers something deeply strategic for retirees: a lower tax burden, decent healthcare options, and solid housing costs. Tennessee doesn't tax Social Security, and overall cost of living stays lower than many retirees expect. It's not a tourist hub, but it's rich in community and natural beauty, a serious choice if you want value without sacrificing comfort. And finally, Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Perched in the Ozark Mountains, this town feels like a storybook place. Victorian architecture, winding hills, and natural springs make it feel timeless. For retirees drawn to quirk, calm, and affordability, Eureka Springs is a strategic escape. All of these towns share a few key traits: lower than average cost of living, access to healthcare, community infrastructure, and a decent quality of life. Strategic retirees are looking not just to stretch their money, but to enjoy it. To live somewhere that feels like home, not just a retirement math problem. Many of these towns also benefit from tax advantages. States like Wyoming, Tennessee, and Texas offer favorable tax environments. Others offer affordable real estate or strong local economies that are not overly dependent on tourism or seasonal residents. That's what gives these towns staying power. They're not trend-driven. They're built to serve long-term residents. There's also a growing trend. Retirees who choose these places aren't just retiring down, they're moving up. They're creating community, contributing economically, and helping reshape what retirement means in America. These aren't empty nest towns. Many are thriving, evolving places with active seniors, young families, and local economies that are diversifying. If you're thinking of your own retirement path, relocating to a smaller, more affordable town could be one of the smartest decisions you make. It's not about giving up luxury, it's about gaining freedom, stability, and value. As costs rise in major metros, the appeal of these 16 towns will only grow stronger. If you take a closer look at the data, housing prices, healthcare accessibility, walkability, and tax structures, you start to see a fascinating pattern emerging. These retirement towns aren't random. They're part of a much larger shift in how Americans think about financial security and lifestyle balance. For decades, retirement dreams were defined by Florida condos, desert golf courses, or high-end senior communities. But that's changing fast. The next generation of retirees, people in their 50s and early 60s now, want purpose, affordability, and connection. They're trading retirement communities for real communities, and it's reshaping the map of America. Take places like Bentonville, Arkansas, or Johnson City, Tennessee. Once quiet, overlooked towns, now thriving because of retirees who want small city convenience without big city costs. These aren't people running away from city life. They're intentionally redesigning it. They're bringing business experience, volunteerism, and even remote work with them. That influx keeps local economies healthy, which in turn attracts better services, restaurants, and healthcare options. It's a self-sustaining loop, smart retirees moving in, improving the local ecosystem, and drawing even more like-minded people. Another layer of strategy behind these retirement moves is diversification, not just financially, but geographically. Just as you diversify your portfolio to manage risk, retirees are diversifying their lives. Instead of being tied to one expensive coastal state, they're moving inland or to mid-size markets where their fixed income stretches farther. The effect? A stronger sense of financial security and less stress about inflation, property taxes, or medical costs. Let's look at some hidden factors that make these towns more than just affordable options. First, healthcare access. The new breed of retirees are planners. They don't just chase sunshine, they chase good hospitals. Cities like Gainesville, Florida, and La Crosse, Wisconsin offer world-class healthcare while maintaining smaller town living. Retirees are discovering they don't need to live in major metros for top-tier care. They just need proximity to a strong regional medical system. Then there's the lifestyle factor. These 16 towns are not quiet in the boring sense. They're dynamic but balanced. They give retirees what they actually want: room to breathe, things to do, and a sense of belonging. Take Greenville, South Carolina, for example. On weekends, its downtown streets fill with farmers' markets, jazz nights, and local festivals. Retirees here aren't isolated. They're part of something that feels alive. And let's talk about nature, the underrated currency of retirement happiness. More than ever, retirees are prioritizing access to trails, rivers, lakes, and mountains. These natural amenities don't just provide recreation, they promote mental and physical health. St. George, Utah, and Coeur d'Alene, Idaho are perfect examples of places where hiking, kayaking, or simply sitting by a lake can become a daily ritual. That proximity to nature gives retirees a sense of freedom that money alone can't buy. There's also a growing preference for towns with multi-generational character. The stereotype of isolated senior enclaves is fading. The new retirees want energy. They want to be around families, students, and entrepreneurs. That's why university towns like Gainesville or Stillwater rank so highly. The presence of universities keeps communities young and offers retirees lifelong learning opportunities, cultural events, and even free classes. It's not unusual to see retirees attending lectures, volunteering on campus, or joining student-led innovation groups. From a purely financial standpoint, the math on these towns is compelling. A retiree moving from, say, San Diego to Cedar City or Hot Springs could cut their annual expenses by 30 to 40%. Without any major sacrifice in lifestyle. Lower housing costs, cheaper groceries, and no state income tax in some regions create a powerful compounding effect. That difference alone could extend a retirement portfolio by a decade or more. In essence, moving to a smarter location is like earning a guaranteed return, something no stock or bond can promise. Another interesting element is resilience. During economic downturns, smaller towns with diversified local economies tend to be more stable. They don't rely entirely on tourism or one industry. A place like Bentonville, for instance, has corporate stability from Walmart, but also a growing arts and tech ecosystem. Prescott, Arizona, benefits from retirees, but it also supports education, healthcare, and local manufacturing. That diversity keeps property values steady even when national markets fluctuate. Culturally, these towns are becoming increasingly rich too. Retirees today are looking for meaning and engagement. They want to contribute, and that's something small towns are uniquely equipped to offer. Volunteer organizations, local boards, community gardens, historical societies, these places welcome participation. In contrast to big cities, where you can feel invisible, these smaller towns allow retirees to have real impact. It's not uncommon to hear of retirees starting local nonprofits, mentoring youth, or helping shape civic policies. One trend worth noting is the rise of hybrid retirees, people who aren't fully retired. They're consulting part-time, doing remote gigs, or turning hobbies into income streams. Affordable towns make that lifestyle possible. A retiree living in Johnson City or Hot Springs can afford to take creative risks, open a small art gallery, teach online, or run a microbrewery, because overhead is low and community support is strong. This is redefining what retirement looks like. It's less about stepping back and more about finally having the time and space to do what matters. Now, there's also a subtle psychological aspect to these moves. People often underestimate the emotional relief that comes from right-sizing, trading a high-pressure, high-expense life for something simpler. Living in a smaller town can lower daily stress, foster mindfulness, and rebuild a sense of purpose. Retirees often say they feel 10 years younger after leaving expensive, crowded urban environments. And that's not just anecdotal. Studies consistently show that affordability and social connection are two of the strongest predictors of happiness in later life. Let's also address one of the most overlooked aspects of these strategic towns: their infrastructure for aging in place. Many of them have invested in accessible public spaces, transportation services, and walkable design. For instance, Greenville and Prescott both prioritize downtown areas where retirees can live within walking distance of essentials. It's not just convenience, it's long-term independence. Retirees don't have to rely as much on cars, which reduces expenses and enhances quality of life. And when you compare these towns side by side with traditional retirement destinations like Naples, Palm Springs, or Scottsdale, the advantages become crystal clear. Lower property taxes, less crowding, more authenticity. These places still feel like America, not gated resorts. They give retirees a chance to stay grounded, surrounded by neighbors who share values of simplicity, work ethic, and community. Even climate diversity plays a role. While many retirees chase sun, others are seeking seasons, the joy of autumn leaves, cozy winters, and spring blooms. La Crosse, Traverse City, and Greenville, Maine are attracting people who miss those seasonal rhythms but want affordability. It's no longer a one-size-fits-all model. Retirees are tailoring their environments to what emotionally fulfills them. Looking ahead, these towns are likely to benefit from continued migration. As remote work continues, younger populations are also moving into smaller cities, which keeps local economies vibrant and property values healthy. This means retirees aren't just saving money now. They're buying into communities with growth potential. That's an underrated long-term financial play. We should also mention one practical advantage: inheritance efficiency. Many retirees in expensive states face estate tax burdens or capital gains implications when selling property. Relocating to a low-tax state allows for better wealth transfer planning, so even for retirees thinking generationally about leaving something behind, these towns make sense. Another compelling point: these communities are less transient. People tend to stay put once they move in. That consistency creates deeper friendships and social reliability, an element of retirement happiness money can't measure. The neighbor who checks on you during a storm, the local pharmacist who knows your name, the small cafe where the barista remembers your order. These micro-experiences create a sense of rootedness that retire. Picture this: you're debt-free, owning your home outright in just 3 years, not 30. Sounds like a fantasy, right? Well, what if I told you there are 10 American towns where the math actually works, where a regular middle-class income could legitimately pay off a house faster than most people pay off a car loan, while most Americans are drowning in 30-year mortgages that cost double the home's price in interest? There's a hidden map of affordability that real estate companies don't want you to know about. These aren't ghost towns or crime-ridden wastelands. They're real communities where your paycheck goes 10 times further. Buckle up, because we're about to break down the exact numbers that make homeownership in under 3 years not just possible, but surprisingly achievable. Before we dive into our countdown, let's talk about the math that makes this possible. The traditional rule says you should spend no more than 28 to 30% of your gross income on housing. But here's the thing: if you're truly aggressive about becoming debt-free, financial experts suggest you could allocate 35 to 40% of your income toward an accelerated mortgage payoff without destroying your quality of life. Now, here's where it gets interesting. In a healthy, affordable housing market, the price-to-income ratio should be around 3 or less. That means a house costs roughly 3 times your annual household income. Nationally, we're sitting at over 4.3 right now, and in places like San Francisco or New York, it's above 7. But in the towns we're about to reveal, the ratios drop to between 3.2 and 4.2, meaning if you earn $50,000 a year and dedicate 40% of that income, or $20,000 annually, to your mortgage, you could pay off a $170,000 home in just under 3 years. The math is simple. Take the median home price, divide it by 40% of the median household income, and boom, you've got your payoff timeline. Now let's get to the countdown. At number 10, we have Conway, Arkansas. This college town sits at the edge of affordability, with a median home price of $270,800 and a median household income of $54,000. If you're earning that median income and throwing 40% at your mortgage, that's about $21,600 a year. You're looking at paying off your house in roughly 3 years and 9 months. Sure, that's pushing our 3-year limit, but stay with me. Conway isn't just cheap, it's charming. Home to the University of Central Arkansas, this town offers excellent schools, safe neighborhoods perfect for families, and access to Beaver Fork Lake Park's 1,200 acres of outdoor recreation. The downtown farmers market and close-knit community vibe make this a place where your dollar stretches and your kids actually play outside. But here's the catch. Public transportation is basically non-existent, so you'll need a car, and severe weather, particularly tornadoes and flash flooding, is a real concern during spring months. Coming in at number 9 is Brownsville, Texas, with a median home price of $254,990 and a median income of $48,675. At 40% of income, you're dedicating about $19,470 annually, putting you at a payoff timeline of just over 3 years and 11 months. Located right on the Gulf Coast, near the Mexican border, Brownsville gives you beach access at Boca Chica, 46 parks across 1,000 acres, and 47 miles of bike trails. Plus, Texas means no state income tax, letting you keep more of your paycheck. Number 8 brings us to Decatur, Alabama, where the median home price is $250,000 with a median household income of $59,831. Throwing 40% of that income at your mortgage gives you $23,932 per year, meaning you'd own your home outright in 3 years and 2 months. Decatur sits beautifully along the Tennessee River, offering Victorian-era architecture in the Old Decatur Historic District, the Cook Museum of Natural Science, and Point Mallard Park's wave pool and ice rink. The economy centers on manufacturing and aerospace, with major employers like GE Appliances, United Launch Alliance, and Nucor Steel providing stable jobs. The cost of living is 16% below the national average. However, Decatur faces moderate tornado risk and flooding concerns due to river proximity. Plus, the economy's heavy dependence on manufacturing makes it vulnerable to industry downturns. At number 7, we've got Abilene, Texas, with a median home price of $235,000 and a median household income of $62,720. With 40% of income dedicated to housing, that's $25,088 annually, putting your payoff timeline at 2 years and 11 months. Just squeaking under that 3-year mark. Abilene offers that relaxed Texas lifestyle with a growing downtown scene, coffee shops, local restaurants, and cultural events. Dyess Air Force Base anchors the economy, providing stability alongside healthcare and education jobs from Hendrick Health System and Abilene Christian University. The cost of living runs 9% below the national average, but like many Texas towns, public transit is minimal, so car ownership is mandatory, and those summer temperatures can hit brutal levels with occasional severe storms. Number 6 is Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the median home price sits at $229,238 with a median household income of $60,293. Dedicating 40% of that income means $24,117 per year, giving you a payoff timeline of 2 years and 10 months. Fort Wayne isn't playing around when it comes to quality of life. The Fort Wayne Children's Zoo ranks 7th best in the United States. Lakeside Park features the nation's largest rose gardens, and Promenade Park offers interactive waterfront recreation. The economy is rock solid with Parkview Health, Lutheran Health Network, General Motors, and Steel Dynamics providing diverse employment. Over 80 parks dot the landscape, and major festivals like the Three Rivers Festival bring the community together. The downsides: crime rates run 14% higher than the national average. Public transportation is limited with a transit score of just 22. At number 5, Wichita, Kansas enters the scene with a median home price of $244,100 and a median household income of $63,072. 40% of income translates to $25,229 yearly, putting your payoff at 2 years and 11 months. Wichita is the aviation capital of the world, seriously. Spirit Aerosystems, Textron Aviation, and McConnell Air Force Base dominate the employment landscape, offering high-paying technical and engineering careers with clear advancement paths. The Arkansas River provides miles of paved trails for biking and kayaking, while downtown's Gallery Alley showcases public art. Wichita is among the top 20 cities with the largest Gen Z workforce, making it perfect for young professionals. But the city sits smack in Tornado Alley with violent storms, 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and poor air quality that can impact respiratory health. Crime rates are also 34% higher than the national average. Number 4 brings us to Springfield, Missouri, with a median home price of $224,900 and a median household income of $45,984. At 40% of income, you're putting $18,394 toward your mortgage annually, resulting in a payoff timeline of 3 years and 8 months. Nestled in the scenic Ozark Mountains along iconic Route 66, Springfield offers the 112-acre Botanical Gardens, Mizumoto Japanese Stroll Garden, Dickerson Park Zoo, and fantastic caverns. Healthcare and education drive the economy, with Cox Health and Mercy Springfield communities as major employers, contributing $3.8 billion to regional GDP. The top 3 is where things get really interesting. At number 3, we have Fort Smith, Arkansas, with a median home price of $200,500 and a median household income of $53,328. 40% of income equals $21,331 per year, putting your payoff at 2 years and 10 months. Sitting along the Arkansas-Oklahoma border, Fort Smith offers a relaxed pace of life with the Greg Smith River Trail, green spaces, and housing costs that run 54% below the national average. The economy is driven by manufacturing, healthcare, and food processing, with major employers like Baldor Electric, Mercy Hospital, and the Fort Smith School District. The cost of living is 25% lower than the national average, giving this town the highest affordability score of 8.8 out of 10. Here's the reality check. Fort Smith experiences a high crime rate with 53 crimes per 1,000 residents, giving you a 1 in 19 chance of becoming a victim. Limited job diversity beyond nursing and manufacturing, plus severe weather including tornadoes, thunderstorms, and flooding. At number 2, Memphis, Tennessee shocks a lot of people. Yes, that Memphis, the birthplace of blues, home of Graceland, and a city with incredible culture. The median home price is just $186,250, with a median household income of $51,211. Dedicating 40% of income gives you $20,484 annually, meaning you could pay off your house in 2 years and 9 months. Memphis offers vibrant lifestyle along the Mississippi River with Overton Park, the Memphis Zoo, Beale Street's legendary live music scene, and a rich musical heritage. FedEx headquarters employs approximately 30,000 people locally, while St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and Smith & Nephew provide diverse employment. The cost of living is 10% below the national average. But let's be real, Memphis has serious challenges. The overall crime rate stands at 98 incidents per 1,000 residents, though murder rates decreased to a 6-year low with 149 homicides through September 2025. And finally, at number 1, the absolute cheapest place where you could realistically pay off a house in under 3 years. Rockford, Illinois, with a median home price of just $171,500 and a median household income of $53,328. This is the holy grail of affordable home ownership. At 40% of income, you're putting $21,331 toward your mortgage each year, giving you a payoff timeline of just 2 years and 8 months. Rockford is Illinois' 3rd largest city, sitting just 85 miles northwest of Chicago, so you get metro-level access without the crushing housing costs. The city boasts Anderson Japanese Gardens, ranked as one of the highest quality Japanese gardens in North America, Rock Cut State Park for outdoor enthusiasts, and a thriving art scene at venues like the 317 Art Collaborative. The city ranks as less safe than approximately 95% of similar-sized US cities, with high rates of both violent and property crimes. You've got a 1 in 86 chance of becoming a victim of violent crime and 1 in 37 for property crime. Public transportation is inadequate, making car ownership essential. Property taxes are high despite affordable housing, eating into your disposable income. And those Illinois winters, brutal with heavy snow and extreme cold. Yet the city has made remarkable progress. Violent crime dropped 34%, homicides decreased by 38% in 2022, and property values increased by 56% since 2017. The city went from being called the underwater mortgage capital of America. So here's the million-dollar question, or rather, the $170,000 question. Why isn't everyone moving to these places? The answer is complicated. First, there's jobs. While these cities have employment, they're heavily concentrated in manufacturing, healthcare, and specific industries. You might save on housing but cap your career growth. Second, there's the crime and safety factor. Several of these cities have legitimate concerns that can't be ignored. You're trading affordability for higher risk in some cases. Third, infrastructure and amenities lag behind major metros. Public transportation is essentially non-existent. Cultural options are limited, and you'll likely need a car for everything. Fourth, severe weather is real in many of these locations. Tornadoes, flooding, hurricanes, and brutal winters aren't just inconveniences, they're genuine threats that require preparation and insurance. Fifth, property appreciation might be slower. While you'll pay off your house fast, it might not appreciate at the rates you'd see in high-demand markets, affecting long-term wealth building. And finally, there's the stigma. These aren't trendy zip codes. They're working-class towns that don't get Instagram love or make best places to live lists in glossy magazines. But here's what these towns do offer: a chance to own instead of rent, freedom from decades of debt, lower stress about housing costs, the ability to build equity fast, and for remote workers, the opportunity to earn big city salaries while living in low-cost areas. If you can work from anywhere, these places become incredibly attractive. The key is understanding what you're getting and what you're giving up. You just have to know where to look and be willing to make the trade-offs. If this video opened your eyes to possibilities you didn't know existed, smash that like button. Drop a comment telling me which of these towns surprised you the most, or if you're actually considering making a move to one of them. Share this with anyone trapped. For decades, the American retirement dream had a very specific backdrop: a golf course in Florida, a desert community in Arizona, maybe a lake house up north. But what if I told you the most exciting, fulfilling, and financially savvy chapter of your life isn't waiting for you in the same old zip code? What if your golden years could be filled with ancient culture, stunning coastlines, vibrant communities, and a cost of living that lets your savings breathe easy and stretch further than you ever imagined? A new wave of smart, adventurous American retirees is quietly rewriting the rulebook. They're trading property taxes for passport stamps, and they're discovering a world of opportunity that makes retiring stateside look, frankly, a little ordinary. I'm Chris Conway, and today we're pulling back the curtain on the global destinations that are becoming the new hotspots for American retirees in 2026. We're not just talking about cheap places to live. We're talking about richer, fuller, more engaging lifestyles. We're counting down the 10 countries where smart Americans are planting their flags for an unforgettable and affordable next chapter. Forget the waiting list at the country club. Your best tea time might be overlooking the Mediterranean. Let's explore. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a country that offers European charm without the European price tag. A place where history whispers from every cobblestone and the pace of life is measured in cups of coffee. Portugal. For Americans, Portugal is the complete package. It boasts one of the most straightforward and attractive residency visa programs in the world, specifically designed for retirees and remote income earners. The D7 visa, often called the passive income visa, is your golden ticket. It requires proof of a reasonable, steady passive income. Think Social Security, pensions, or investment dividends, well within reach for many retirees. Once you're in, you're welcomed by a culture of incredible warmth. The Portuguese are famously hospitable to expats, and English is widely spoken in major cities and coastal areas. But let's talk about the lifestyle. Imagine your days starting with a superb espresso for under $1, exploring historic neighborhoods in Lisbon or Porto, and ending with a world-class bottle of wine for $15 at a seaside restaurant in the Algarve. The healthcare system is excellent and affordable, often cited as a top reason retirees choose Portugal. You can live very comfortably, even luxuriously by some standards, on a fraction of what it costs in major US cities. From the cosmopolitan buzz of Lisbon to the vineyard-covered valleys of the Douro, Portugal offers a sophisticated, safe, and sun-drenched European retirement that feels both accessible and extraordinary. Coming in at number 9 is a destination that combines first-world infrastructure with a jaw-droppingly low cost of living, all wrapped up in pura vida, the pure life. Welcome to Costa Rica. This Central American gem has been a haven for North American retirees for years, and for 2026, its appeal is stronger than ever. The key here is stability and natural beauty. Costa Rica abolished its army in 1949 and has since invested heavily in education, healthcare, and environmental conservation. The result is a peaceful, educated society nestled in one of the most biodiverse places on the planet. For retirees, the Pensionado program is a major draw. It offers residency to anyone with a guaranteed lifetime pension of at least $1,000 a month. With that visa comes incredible perks, including discounts on everything from utilities and medical services to entertainment and public transport. Your dollar goes incredibly far. You can rent a beautiful home with a view for a quarter of what you'd pay in the US, and fresh local produce from bustling markets makes eating healthy a pleasure, not an expense. Whether you're drawn to the cooler, spring-like climate of the Central Valley towns like Atenas, the surf culture of the Pacific coast in Tamarindo, or the lush rainforests of the South, Costa Rica offers an active, eco-conscious retirement where you're surrounded by unparalleled natural beauty and a community that values happiness over hustle. Our number 8 pick takes us across the Atlantic to a country that's often called Europe's best-kept secret. For retirees seeking a blend of old-world culture, modern convenience, and undeniable affordability, look no further than Slovenia. Nestled between Italy, Austria, and Croatia, Slovenia is a pocket-sized powerhouse of alpine scenery, Venetian-style coastline, and fairy tale architecture. The capital, Ljubljana, is routinely ranked as one of Europe's greenest and most livable cities, perfect for retirees who enjoy cafe culture, pedestrian-friendly streets, and a vibrant yet relaxed atmosphere. But the real magic of Slovenia for retirees is its balance. The cost of living, especially outside the capital, is significantly lower than in Western Europe, yet the quality of life is exceptionally high. The healthcare system is superb. The country is safe, clean, and incredibly easy to navigate. For outdoor enthusiasts, it's a dream. You can ski in the Julian Alps in the morning and enjoy a seafood dinner on the Adriatic coast in Piran by the evening. Slovenia offers a tranquil, sophisticated, and utterly charming European retirement that feels like a discovery, far from the crowded expat trails of Spain or France. It's for the retiree who wants the romance of Europe without the hefty price tag or the crowds. Landing at number 7 is a country that represents the ultimate value proposition in Southeast Asia, a place where a retiree's savings can transform into a life of luxury and ease. Thailand. The Kingdom of Smiles needs little introduction, but for 2026, its retirement appeal is more structured than ever. While Thailand doesn't have a formal retirement visa, its retirement visa extension is a well-established pathway. It requires proof of income or a substantial bank balance held in a Thai account, making it accessible for those with solid retirement savings. Once approved, you have access to a lifestyle that is nearly impossible to match elsewhere. World-class healthcare in modern, internationally accredited hospitals in Bangkok or Chiang Mai costs a fraction of US prices. You can enjoy a delicious, healthy meal from a street vendor for $2, or dine in a 5-star restaurant for the price of a casual meal back home. The cultural experiences are endless, from ancient temples to bustling markets and idyllic islands. Many retirees settle in the northern cultural capital of Chiang Mai for its cooler climate and large expat community, or on islands like Koh Samui or Phuket for beach life. Thailand offers an exotic, vibrant, and incredibly comfortable retirement where service is exceptional, the food is legendary, and your financial comfort zone expands dramatically. For number 6, we head to a nation that is fast becoming the new darling of European retirement, offering a compelling mix of low costs, rich history, and stunning landscapes, Albania. Often overlooked for its more famous neighbors Greece and Italy, Albania is emerging as a true hidden gem. What it lacks in developed expat infrastructure, it more than makes up for in raw opportunity and affordability. Think Mediterranean coastline, the Albanian Riviera, that rivals Greece's but with prices that are a fraction of the cost. Charming Ottoman-era towns like Berat and Gjirokasta, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, offer a glimpse into a slower, more authentic way of life. For the adventurous retiree with a moderate pension, Albania is a frontier of value. The cost of living is among the lowest in Europe. You can rent a beautiful apartment overlooking the sea for a few $100s a month. The people are incredibly welcoming, and as the country continues to develop and integrate with the EU, now is the time to get in on the ground floor. It's perfect for the retiree who wants a sunny coastal European lifestyle without the crowds or the high costs, and who doesn't mind being a bit of a pioneer. Albania is for those who see retirement not as an end, but as the beginning of a great adventure. Breaking into our top 5 at number 5 is a destination that combines Caribbean flair with European stability, offering a unique and tax-friendly haven: Malta. This tiny island nation in the middle of the Mediterranean punches far above its weight. For retirees, Malta's biggest attraction is its special retirement program, which offers a flat 15% tax rate on foreign pension income remitted to Malta, with a minimum tax of only €7,500. For those with substantial retirement income, the tax savings can be enormous. But Malta is more than just a financial haven. It's a sun-drenched archipelago with over 300 days of sunshine a year, rich in history, from megalithic temples older than the pyramids to fortified medieval cities like Medina. English is an official language, making integration seamless. The healthcare system is excellent and ranked among the world's best. Life revolves around the sea, with boating, fishing, and waterfront dining as central pastimes. Malta offers a safe, sophisticated English-speaking and financially efficient retirement with a deep historical tapestry and a vibrant international community. It's the ideal blend of fiscal smart and Mediterranean heart. Our number 4 spot takes us to a country that's not just a place to live, but a place to truly thrive, with one of the world's highest qualities of life: Panama. Long a cornerstone of the expat retirement scene, Panama remains a top contender for 2026, thanks to its incredibly attractive Pensionado visa. This is arguably the best retiree benefits program on the planet. With a lifetime pension of just $1,000 a month, or $750 for a couple with a dependent, you qualify for a staggering array of discounts: 50% off entertainment, 30% off public transport, 25% off airline tickets, 15 to 50% off hospital bills, and even 25% off utility bills. Panama uses the US dollar as its currency, eliminating exchange rate worry. The infrastructure is modern, particularly in Panama City, which boasts a gleaming skyline and first-rate hospitals. You can choose from a cosmopolitan life in the capital, a cool mountain retreat in Boquete, or a beachfront paradise in Coronado. Panama offers a turnkey retirement solution with built-in financial perks, top-tier amenities, and a government that actively rolls out the red carpet for retirees. It's a proven, polished, and profoundly rewarding choice. Cracking the top 3 at number 3 is a nation that offers a European lifestyle with a Latin soul, incredible food, and an art scene that's second to none: Mexico. The perennial favorite for American retirees, Mexico's proximity is its superpower. You can drive back to the States, have family visit easily, and enjoy a profound change of scenery without a monumental move. But Mexico is far more than just convenient. Its diversity is astounding. You have the expat-rich beaches of Puerto Vallarta, the cultural sophistication of San Miguel de Allende, the laid-back charm of Lake Chapala, and the untamed beauty of the Yucatan Peninsula. The residency process is straightforward, and the cost of living allows for a dramatically upgraded lifestyle. Healthcare is excellent and affordable, with many doctors US-trained. The food, the festivals, the warmth of the people. Mexico offers a vibrant, colorful, and deeply satisfying retirement where you're never far from home, but every day feels like a discovery. It's the familiar foreign country that feels like a second home from day one. The runner-up, our number 2, is a country that consistently tops global livability indexes and offers a safe, clean, and incredibly pleasant environment for a fraction of the cost: Malaysia. Through its Malaysia My Second Home (MM2H) program, now revamped for 2026, Malaysia offers a long-term residency pathway for retirees with financial means. While the requirements have increased, the value proposition remains strong. Malaysia, particularly the island of Penang and the capital Kuala Lumpur, offers a mind-bending mix of ultra-modern infrastructure and low costs. You can live in a luxury high-rise apartment with a pool and gym for a few $100s a month. The healthcare is world-class and inexpensive. The food is a legendary fusion of Malay, Chinese, and Indian cuisines, and it's arguably the best street food on the planet for just $1 or $2. English is widely spoken, the climate is tropical, and the travel opportunities within Southeast Asia are endless. For retirees who prioritize modern comforts, culinary excellence, and incredible value in a dynamic, multicultural setting, Malaysia is nearly impossible to beat. It's a retirement of convenience, luxury, and flavor. And finally, the #1 country where smart Americans are retiring in 2026 takes us back to Europe, to a nation that has mastered the art of balance, well-being, and accessible living, Spain. Spain wins the top spot not for being the cheapest, but for offering the most well-rounded, enriching, and sustainable retirement lifestyle on the planet. The non-lucrative visa, which requires proof of sufficient savings and passive income, is your gateway. Once in Spain, you tap into a way of life that prioritizes community, leisure, and pleasure. The famous siesta is more than a nap. It's a cultural respect for the rhythm of the day. From the tapas culture of Andalusia to the avant-garde energy of Barcelona and the rugged coast of Costa Brava, every region has its own soul. The healthcare system is superb and accessible to residents. The cost of living, especially in smaller towns and villages, is remarkably low compared to the quality of life offered. You can buy fresh bread from a bakery, exquisite wine from a local bodega, and spend your days hiking, learning Spanish, or simply enjoying a 3-hour lunch with new friends. Spain offers a deep, culturally immersive retirement. It's not about surviving on your savings, it's about using your savings to live a fuller, richer, more connected life. It teaches you that the best things, conversation, community, sunshine, and simple, perfect food, are often the most affordable. For the smart American retiree in 2026, looking for an authentic, passionate, and deeply satisfying life, Spain isn't just a destination, it's the answer. This isn't just a list of countries, it's a menu of new beginnings. From the tax efficiency of Malta to the pure adventure of Albania, from the familiar comforts of Mexico to the sophisticated balance of Spain, the world is truly your oyster. The smartest retirement move you can make in 2026 might not be a new financial product, but a new perspective. It's about recognizing that your nest egg can unlock a world of experience, not just a bigger house in the same town. Do your homework, visit if you can, and talk to expats who are already there. Your greatest adventure might not be behind you. It might be waiting for you in a small cafe in Portugal, on a beach in Thailand, or in a sunny plaza in Spain, where your next chapter is just beginning. Right now, someone is packing a U-Haul, loading up their entire life, and heading straight into a disaster they don't even see coming. Over 40 million Americans are expected to relocate in 2026, and a scary number of them are about to learn the hard way that some places in this country are cheap for a reason. We're talking collapsing infrastructure, invisible job markets, towns literally on fire underground, and a gorgeous lake that has swallowed over 700 people. Some of these places look incredible on paper until the data says otherwise. This is the 2026 edition of 26 places you will absolutely regret moving to in America. And trust me, you are not ready for number 1. It's famous, it's beautiful, and it's low-key terrifying. Choosing wrong isn't just inconvenient, it could cost you your savings, your sanity, or your shot at a fresh start. Let's kick things off in one of the most remote corners of the country. Number 26, King Cove, Alaska. Picture this: ocean views, bald eagles doing bald eagle things, mountains everywhere. Sounds like paradise, right? Until you need a doctor. King Cove has a small clinic but no hospital. If something serious happens, you need an air evacuation. but fog, wind, and brutal storms can ground planes for days. You're literally gambling with your life every time you get sick. Groceries arrive by boat or plane, so basic food costs double what you'd pay in the lower 48. The entire economy runs on commercial fishing, and if fish prices dip, the whole town feels it overnight. Remote work sounds tempting until the weather knocks out your internet for a week. One local put it perfectly: King Cove is beautiful until you need literally anything. Number 25, Lake Charles, Louisiana. This city has been rebuilt more times in 5 years than some towns renovate in 50. Hurricane Laura, Hurricane Delta, and a parade of storms have slammed Lake Charles with multiple billion-dollar disasters since 2020. Entire neighborhoods are still not recovering. Insurance companies are ghosting homeowners left and right. Violent crime runs 61% above the national average. The job market leans heavily on petrochemicals, which is cyclical and fragile. Median rent hit around $1,200, but with limited availability, post-disasters, price spikes and construction delays are the new normal. Moving here in 2026 is like buying a car with flood damage, fire damage, and a really optimistic Carfax. Now here's one that will make your jaw drop. Number 24, Hilldale, Utah. You can buy a house here for under $200,000, live near stunning red rock cliffs, and accidentally wander into a cult. That's not a metaphor. This was the headquarters of the FLDS, the religious sect led by convicted felon Warren Jeffs. Since his imprisonment, the town's been trying to rebuild, but decades of insular theocratic control don't heal with a welcome sign. Median income sits around $30,000, way below average. Jobs are scarce. The tight-knit community can be hard to break into, especially if you're not from the area, don't share the faith, or ask too many questions. And good luck getting cell service anywhere near the canyon. Number 23, North Tulsa, Oklahoma. Tulsa itself is growing and even pays people to relocate there. But North Tulsa carries the scars of the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, and the neglect runs deep. Violent crime rates hit nearly 3 times the national average. Median income hovers around $27,000. You can buy a house under $100,000, but you'll dump another $30,000 into repairs. The grocery stores never open, the jobs never come north, and the sidewalks are more myth than concrete. It's the kind of place where the city forgot it existed, but still remembered to send the tax bill. Stay with me because it gets wilder. Number 22, Niobrara, Nebraska. This tiny town of 350 people has been physically relocated twice because the Missouri River keeps trying to wash it away. In 2019, historic flooding wiped out bridges, roads, and infrastructure. The nearest hospital is an hour away. Home prices sit around $90,000, which sounds cheap until you add flood insurance, rural repair costs, and seasonal evacuations. Your GPS says a road exists here, but it washed away 6 years ago. Driving here is like Oregon Trail meets Mario Kart. Would you live in a town that's moved twice because of floods? Drop it in the comments. Number 21, Winnemucca, Nevada. Halfway between Reno and absolutely nowhere, this desert town has deceptively high costs. Rent exceeds $1,200 a month thanks to mining traffic. The job market is mining and transportation. Lose one and you're driving 100 miles for a plan B. Want sushi? Good luck. Want to see a tree? Not happening. The unofficial slogan should be, "It's not the end of the world, but you can see it from here." Number 20, Picha, Oklahoma. This might actually be illegal to move to. The EPA bought out every home in 2009. Why? Because 100% of children tested showed lead poisoning symptoms. Giant chat piles of mine waste still leak heavy metals into soil and water. 90% of buildings could collapse into sinkholes. A tornado ripped through in 2008 because apparently the lead wasn't scary enough. This place makes Chernobyl look like a misunderstood Airbnb. Number 19, Pahrump, Nevada. The welcome sign should probably say, "So what are you running from?" Sold as an affordable alternative to Vegas, violent crime runs 35% above average. One hospital for 45,000 people. Median rent is about $1,100, homes under $300,000. but you're paying in isolation, limited healthcare, and hour-long commutes to Vegas for real jobs. Summer highs hit 110 degrees, and the local wildlife looks like it was engineered in a Fallout DLC. Now we get into the heavy hitters. Number 18, Gary, Indiana. Once a booming steel powerhouse with 180,000 residents, Gary's population has collapsed to about 67,500. Violent crime runs 3.6 times the national average. Median income sits around $33,000, roughly half the US average. You can buy a house for $20,000 but expect to spend $40,000 fixing the roof, $15,000 on security, and $30,000 in therapy. Schools rank dead last in the state. Some are literally boarded up. One Reddit user said it feels like the set of a zombie movie and someone forgot to yell cut. Imagine walking your dog past 3 boarded-up houses, 1 half-standing church, and a mailbox duct-taped shut. Welcome to Tuesday. Number 17, Centralia, Pennsylvania. Since 1962, an underground coal fire has been burning beneath this town. Over 60 years of non-stop fire, toxic gases, and collapsing ground. Population went from 1,500 to fewer than 5. Streets removed, zip code retired, carbon monoxide vents from cracks in the earth. The fire could burn for another 250 years. You can't get a mortgage, insurance, or utilities. The town still has road signs that say slow, children at play. Where? Who? Centralia is what happens when you ignore a small fire for 6 decades. Number 16, Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Named after a 1950s radio contest, this town's truth is a 33% poverty rate and violent crime 60% above the national average. Median income barely cracks $31,000 versus the national average over $75,000. One local said it best: "It's like someone designed a town for retirees in 1972 and forgot to hit save." Number 15, the Delmarva Peninsula. Shared between Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia, parts of this peninsula are literally sinking into the ocean. Rising sea levels, routine flooding, and poor infrastructure make long-term living here a risky bet that gets worse every single year. Number 14, Utqiagvik, Alaska, formerly Barrow. The northernmost city in America gets 2 full months of total darkness every winter. A gallon of milk runs about $12. Heating costs alone can destroy your entire budget. This isn't off the grid, this is off the map. But wait, it gets even more surprising. Number 13, The Villages, Florida. America's largest retirement community looks like a golf cart paradise on the surface. But it has one of the fastest rising violent crime rates in the state, rampant HOA drama, and made national headlines for unusually high STD rates. Not exactly the peaceful golden years the brochure promised. Number 12, Eagle Pass, Texas. Sitting on the Mexican border, Eagle Pass deals with constant political volatility, extreme heat exceeding 100 degrees for months, and poverty well above the state average. It's been a flashpoint in national immigration debates, and that instability makes building a stable life here deeply unpredictable. Number 11, Tonopah, Nevada, a former silver mining boomtown that never got its second act. Haunted hotel, a few gas stations, and not much else. The nearest real city is over 2 hours away in any direction. Isolation with a ghost town filter. Number 10, Jackson, Mississippi. In 2022, the water system completely collapsed, leaving 150,000 people without safe drinking water for weeks. The infrastructure has a $2 billion repair backlog. Some pipes are over a century old. For every gallon of water that reaches a tap, another gallon leaks underground. Boil water notices became routine, and the federal government had to appoint a third-party manager just to keep the water running. Number 9, East St. Louis, Illinois. The murder rate here hits 190 per 100,000 people. The national average is about 5, that's nearly 40 times higher. Poverty sits at 33%, unemployment over 15%, and median home values around $38,000. Industry left decades ago and took the tax base with it. Buildings on Main Street have been literally crumbling for years. One researcher called it a canary in a minefield for what's happening across forgotten American cities. Number 8, Williston, North Dakota. The oil boom brought money and inflated everything. The bust brought reality. Housing costs remain bloated while opportunities dried up. Add brutal winters at -40 degrees, and you've got a town that chews people up and spits them out with frostbite. Number 7. Paradise, California. The Camp Fire of 2018 killed 85 people and destroyed over 11,000 homes, the deadliest wildfire in California history. 7 years later, only about 40% of housing has been rebuilt. Insurance companies are fleeing, and the wildfire risk hasn't gone anywhere. The name Paradise has become painfully ironic. Number 6. Dillingham, Alaska. No roads connect this town to the outside world. None. A gallon of milk costs $9. The economy runs entirely on seasonal fishing. When salmon season ends, so do your options and most of your income. Number 5. Slab City, California. Welcome to the last free place in America. No running water, no electricity, no sewage, and no law enforcement. Sitting on the concrete slabs of an abandoned World War II military base in the Sonoran Desert, temperatures blast past 115 degrees in summer. Population swells to thousands in winter and crashes to about 150 when the heat becomes unbearable. Freedom sounds great until your only neighbor is a scorpion and your roof is a tarp. We're almost at the top. Number 4. Kalaupapa, Hawaii. This former leper colony on Molokai is one of the most isolated communities in America. Fewer than 70 people live here, and the state controls all access. No new residents allowed, period. Beautiful and completely off-limits for a fresh start. Number 3. Yuba County, California. Sandwiched between flood zones and wildfire corridors, Yuba County gets hammered from both sides every single year. Crime is high, schools are struggling, and job prospects are thin. Nature and economics teamed up and said, good luck. Number 2. Whittier, Alaska. Almost all 272 residents live inside a single 14-story building called Begich Towers. Originally built as Cold War Army barracks in the 1950s, it now houses the school, police station, post office, grocery store, and a church in the basement. The only way in or out is a one-lane tunnel that closes completely at night. It sounds quirky until you realize you cannot leave after dark, and your entire social world exists inside one concrete hallway. And number 1, the one you've been waiting for. Lake Lanier, Georgia. On the surface, a gorgeous southern lake getaway with pine trees, boat docks, and weekend vibes. Over 11 million people visit every year, more than Yellowstone National Park. But since it was created in 1956, an estimated 700 people have died in its waters. That averages 15 to 20 deaths per year, making it one of the deadliest bodies of water in America. The lake was built by flooding the town of Oscarville, a thriving black community violently displaced decades earlier. Entire streets, homes, and cemeteries still sit beneath the surface, creating underwater hazards that trap swimmers and divers. Overcrowding, alcohol-fueled boating, unpredictable currents, and electrocution risks from faulty dock wiring create a perfect storm of danger every summer. Locals have called it cursed for decades, and when you look at the numbers, it's really hard to argue. So there you have it, 26 American locations that are not worth the risk in 2026. Now here's my question. Which place shocked you the most? Was it the toxic ghost town where every child tested positive for lead? The underground fire that's been burning since the Kennedy administration? Or the gorgeous lake that keeps swallowing people whole? Drop your answer in the comments because I genuinely want to know. And if you've lived in one of these places, tell your story. Those are the comments everybody reads. If this video opened your eyes or saved you from a terrible decision, smash that like button, share it with someone who's apartment hunting right now, and hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got more lists dropping soon, and honestly, your city might be on the next one. See you in the next video.